With these common ingredients that you can find in most American stores, you too can make this beyond amazing Moroccan soup that is very popular. And forgive me if I mispronounce the name because I am not Moroccan, but I believe it's pronounced Harira. We're going to start with 3 stalks of celery. And these are supposed to be chopped really small. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like chopping really small with a knife. So, I am going to use this full star vegetable chopper. I prefer it when doing lots of little small things, especially onion and celery. Not always though. It's going to speed up my chopping process. I have a review, link in the description, and if you want one for your own, link in the description as well. But let's get this celery started. To go with the celery, we're going to do 1 full yellow onion. Just make sure you cut up your vegetables small enough to fit. We're going to start with the celery. Again, chop up small enough to fit. To peel the skin off ginger, it's really easy to use a spoon to peel off all the skin. We're not going to use that. We're going to use this cheese grater to grate the ginger straight in when we're ready. Alright, so let's go ahead and start cooking the onion and celery for about 6 minutes. To do so, we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of butter, 1.5 tablespoons of oil. And yes, this cooktop is new. I just want to thank you guys for supporting the channel. Just by watching my videos, you have allowed me to improve the channel by purchasing wonderful little gadgets. Now this isn't that expensive. I think it's like 40 bucks. But it is a really nice induction cooktop cooker. If you've never cooked with induction before, well, it's using magnets to heat up the pot, and it actually heats up really fast. And does a great job heating things up. Lots of controls on it. Plus, it gives me a good way to show you what I'm doing in front of the camera instead of in front of a stove, which has awkward angles. So here is the new induction cooking hot plate that I have. One thing about the induction cookware is it's not gas, the heat doesn't come up the side. I guess you guys' electric stoves are the same, so you can hold on to this now without worrying about getting your hand burned because the gas isn't heating up this part on the side. Anyways, so we're going to stir it up, well, not very much, a little bit. We want to get a nice browning going on the onion and the celery. So let's put it up to the full power induction cookware so that it can get done in about 6 minutes. One of the things about cooking this is that you're going to be waiting for an hour about to let all the flavors mix together. That's going to create a very wonderful flavor when you put in the other ingredients. But again, it's going to take about an hour, so you like an hour wait time to do whatever you want. So when you cook your harira, start early. Now the onion and celery have gotten pretty well cooked. A little bit translucent, cooked for about 5-6 minutes on high heat. It's time to add in the spices and get those going. 1 tablespoon of dried parsley, 2 teaspoons of fresh ground ginger. This is close to 2 teaspoons when I'm done with it. 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, a teaspoon of turmeric, 1/2 teaspoon of fresh ground pepper. So I'm freshly grinding my pepper because I love this one-handed pepper grinder. I like fresh ground pepper. That's 1/2 teaspoon of fresh ground pepper. Don't put it over the steam. The steam mucks the pepper grinder up. 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Stir this up a bit. Let the spices toast a little. And now it's time to stop the roasting process and add in the tomatoes. 28 ounces of canned chopped tomatoes. Now that it's all in there, let's put in 5 cups of stock. You can do chicken stock, vegetable stock if you want completely vegan, or you can just put in plain old water. The spices in there are going to be good enough to make your stock flavorful. As I smell all those spices together, this soup is already smelling wonderful, but we need to let them stew together. So we're going to bring this to a nice boil. You're going to cover it and simmer it for about an hour to let all the spices come together in a wonderful wonderful taste explosion. All right, now that we've gotten this to a nice boil, it's time to cover it and let it simmer for an hour so all those flavors can masterfully mix together and create this wonderful flavor for the rest of the ingredients we put into the soup. You are here, you can smell it right now, and it is a wonderful smell. Now that the stock has simmered for an hour and the spices have combined into a symphony of flavors, smells absolutely wonderful, we're going to add in a quarter cup of rice and a third cup of green lentils. Now you do not want the rice or lentils to stick, so next 5 minutes, let them simmer, and we'll come back and add in some more ingredients and let that simmer for a while as well. But now we cannot just sit back and let the soup cook. We have to make sure to stir it occasionally so the rice and lentils do not stick to the bottom of the pot. Now that we've simmered in the rice and lentils for about 5 minutes, it's time to add in about 15 ounces of chickpeas. We're going to let it cook for 10 minutes, at which time both the rice and the beans will be soaking up that wonderful broth, the flavors that are unmatched, and that have a wonderful marriage made in heaven. Cover it and simmer it for 10 minutes. Now that it's been simmering for 10 minutes, it's time to add in a cornstarch slurry to help thicken up the broth. We'll take a tablespoon of cornstarch, a tablespoon of water, and mix it together. Why do we make the slurry? So that when you put the cornstarch in the soup, it won't be clumpy. It'll go nice and smooth and you won't have people eating clumps of cornstarch. This is why we dilute the cornstarch in water. And then we cook it up to a medium temperature so that we can thicken the soup. So let this cook for another 8 minutes or so. Stirring occasionally. We're going to stir it occasionally as it begins to thicken up. After the cornstarch is thickened, it takes about 8 minutes or so. Let it cook for a bit. You're going to slowly pour in the egg that was scrambled while stirring to get some nice silky egg threads all throughout the soup. And now your flavor bomb of a soup is done and ready to consume. All right, it's taste test time. Time to taste this flavor bomb of a soup. Hope it's not too hot.
I love the blend of spices together. I think it's a really nice flavor. And then I like the texture of it too, because like all the vegetable bits are soft and chewy, which I like. And then with the garbanzo beans, you get a little bit of texture and like a tiny crunch if you want that. Anyway.
Not any one of the flavors is dominant. You saw the cinnamon go in, you saw the turmeric go in, you saw the ginger go in. They just all come together and make a bowl of deliciousness. And we love this soup a lot. I mean, we also love to have it with, I love to have it with, well, this is toasted naan bread, but you can do it with whatever bread you like. Dip it in the soup. So flavorful, so good, tasty. Summer or winter, hot or cold. This is a one-pot soup that will really fill you up and make your stomach feel warm and happy. Oh. But you know, this isn't the only wonderful Moroccan dish we've made here. In fact, there's a very wonderful dish waiting for you right over here.
Really?